This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray, back at Bridge Creek High School, Class 5A area consolation bracket. It's the Midwest City Lady Bombers taking on Guymon. Guymon having to take the long trip to get over here to Bridge Creek tonight.
Yeah, and I hope we have some people from Guymon watching us here, because I doubt they would make a trip on a Tuesday. But we'll see. They do have some parents we could see coming in. We see a lot of orange on the opposite bleachers. The Middale bleachers is where we're at. So I saw some Midwest City people, including the boys coach Tori Noel, file in. But this is an elimination game. One of these teams will have their season ending tonight.
Midwest City with a record of 15-8 on the season, and Guymon with a record of 13-9. To get to this point, Midwest City defeated Noble 37-32, then lost to Carl Albert by 10 points, 43-33. Guymon defeated Lawton 50-40, lost to Class and SAS by 6, 40-34. And we have an interview with Coach Megan Malloy Knight for you here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
We'll be joined by Midwest City head coach Megan Knight. So, Coach, after when you have a game like you did against Carl Albert, and I know there was like a big free throw discrepancy and stuff like that, what do you tell your players about that? How do you deal with that going forward?
I'm just playing through the adversity. When they get 24 free throws compared to our 4, foul count 25-14, and still, lose. We were still in the game like the whole game. We were still right there competing. And so just keeping their heads up, playing through that adversity, knowing that, even if calls aren't coming, we were still in it. We were still making it tough. There was a lot of things that we could have done that could have changed the momentum by making a couple bumps here and there. So just, bouncing back to that, and just they were very positive after. Especially going through a game like that, a rivalry game, regional championship game, where, it's my first year since I've been here that we haven't won a regional championship. And so it's new for not only them, but also for myself, of just being like, the good news is there was another tomorrow,
Yeah, so now you got an elimination game, but you got some time to prepare for that. When you think about, the offensive struggles, I mean, scoring, less than 40
Yes.
points is not ideal. Are there certain players that you feel like you might, need some more confidence? And an example I'll give you is like Seven Miller made a really good drive to the basket and scored with the left hand early in the game, and I didn't see her do a whole lot on offense. So that's just an
Yes.
example. So
I think the biggest thing is finding some confidence. They're all put in roles that they've never been put in. And then we started off strong this year, and then losing one of our best players with Bailey. She just created and allowed us to kind of feel comfortable. And so ever since then, it's just been kind of shaky of trying to figure out who's the next person who's going to keep us calm, who's going to go make a basket, who's going to go make a play. And so just believing in themselves, because it's not like we're getting the shots up. We're getting the wide open looks. We're doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. We're just not finishing. We're shooting under 30% from the 2, which is a terrible percentage, and it's all confidence. It's not the lack of talent. It's not the lack of anything but confidence.
So then what do your practices look like? Are you preparing your team more to win a low-scoring game with your defense, or are you still hoping that to get that confidence going or get the shooting touch going that you need?
We do a little bit of both right now. We're getting a lot of shots up at the beginning of practice. And then obviously yesterday we worked on a bunch of defense, covering their motion set. We have the same, last year we were in the same set that Guymon does. And so really covered that 5-out motion, and flex yesterday. So the girls are prepared defensively. Usually when you hold someone and 40, you win the game, kind of like we did against Carl Albert. It's just offensively, we couldn't get it going. So hopefully we can get these things going tonight.
So I want to ask you about another one of your seniors. Hopefully this will not be her last game, but it's Janae Say.
Uh-huh.
Her offensive rebounding against Noble was absolutely critical for that game, for that win. And then
Yes.
she seems just so active. How would you describe her as a player?
She's gritty. You do the things. Nobody likes the offensive rebound. You have to get hit. You're fighting through people boxing out. It's not a pretty job, and she's never going to say no to us. We tell her that's what we need her to do, and she's going to go do it. She's not looking to score 25 points. She's want to get those rebounds, giving us other opportunities to try again. So she's really done a good job, especially for a senior, who was dealt with some bad hands when you're playing against, or under Deanna Douglas for 4 years. That's not fun. Waiting for your chance. And so I feel like now she's like, here's my chance. And she's doing every little thing that we need her to do.
Yeah, I can only imagine what it's like to practice against Deanna Douglas. And so
Yeah.
it's probably
It was
helped her a
never
lot.
fun for her, but it did help her. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Guymon, I think if I remember correctly, when you played them last year at their place, they incorporated some stall ball early.
Yes. The second quarter, it was almost the whole quarter.
Okay.
They stalled. Yep.
So what type? I mean, but they also are very successful what they do because they finished third in their district. So what do you see from them this year?
And they're running and gunning. That's what they did the second time we played them, is that run. They great transition. They run the motion. They're going to run a lot of flex. So I would be very shocked if they ran some stall ball against us this year. I think the reason they did last year, after speaking with their coach, was just he didn't feel like they could really compete without it. And I get it. We were on another level last year. So I get he was just trying to compete, especially with the rankings. No longer coaches ranking. You want to get that 15, below 15 on a loss. So I don't see him doing it this year. I would be surprised. But we just got to play good, don't get face cut, good defense, great transition defense. We're going to switch a lot of screens. That's how you beat a flex and how you beat their motion. So.
Yeah, I saw that they lost to El Reno by a score of 32-16. So I was thinking, I wonder if they were doing that again this year. But
yeah, they might on a El Reno.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if they El Reno, even trying with a Carl Albert. El Reno runs his own. They were able to stall against us last year there because we went into a 32 because we were in foul trouble with Deanna. So the second we did, he stalled until we got out of it.
Okay.
So we will add that pressure and do our best to not allow that to happen. But El Reno would be an easy 1-2 stall because she's going to stay in that 2-3. And she would probably allow you to stall as long as she's up.
Yeah. All right. Well, we hope you can maybe play El Reno on Friday, but we'll see how
We'd
things
love
go.
that.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you very much for your time, and we'll
Thank you.
look forward to watching the game.
Thank you so much.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray, Bridge Creek High School, home of the Class 5A Area 1 area tournament. It is the Midwest City Lady Bombers taking on the Guymon Lady Tigers here in this consolation bracket. Our starting lineup sponsored by Dynamic Health Clinic, where Dr. Coffin specializes in athletic injuries and is able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better and recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic. Visitors on the scoreboard, the Guymon Lady Tigers. Their starting lineup is a 5'4 junior, number 3, Adelie Valdez. A 5'8 junior, number 4, Ali Vasquez. A 5'2 senior, number 10, Araceli Aragones. A 5'8 junior, number 30, Brooklyn Tuttle. And a 5'5 junior, number 31, Viviana Costilla. Starting lineups for Midwest City Lady Bombers. A 5 senior, number 0, Layla Jones. A 5'8 senior, number 1, Chloe Knox. A 5'6 junior, number 3, Sadie Johnson. A 5'5 junior, number 12, Kennedy Downer. And a 5'7 junior, number 13, 7 Miller.
That's such an important shot for Sadie Johnson getting on the board early for Midwest City, making a 3.
And the 3 put up by Valdez, no good. Johnson with the rebound, headed the other way with the basketball. Our first period brought to you by Scrambled. We start this game the way you should start your day. For breakfast or brunch, try their chicken and pancakes and deep fried French toast. 1742 Northeast 23rd Street, Suite A, Oklahoma City, 405-900-5972. A missed shot by Midwest City, and Guymon heads the other way after a rebound by Vasquez.
You know, Guymon, they'll play you tough. They went to Lawton MacArthur and won by 18. Good stealer by Layla Jones.
Turnover for Guymon.
They're a small team, though. They're one of the smaller girls' teams I've seen.
5'8",
yeah.
The tallest girl in their starting lineup. 3 put up from top of the key by Downer, no good. Jones with the rebound. Knox for 3, off the glass, shot no good. Knox with the rebound, and nice move inside off the glass for Layla Jones.
This could be a Layla Jones type of game because she'll have a nice size advantage here. She wouldn't have against Del City if that's the matchup on Friday.
5-0, the early lead for Midwest City. Valdez drives in, puts up the floater in the paint, good for 2. Full court pressure by Guymon, reaching in, foul called on Aragonez.
Again, Guymon finished 3rd in district. And when I talk about them beating up on Lawton MacArthur, what's impressive about that is they had to win by a certain margin to have the tiebreaker on the Highlanders, and they got that. So they've had a very good season.
Ball tipped away, a takeaway for Guymon. And Knox called for the reaching in foul as, let's see, was that Aragonez going up for the shot? She gets the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Toonie Buys Houses in any condition. If you're someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, call Toonie Buys Houses today for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. Aragonez misses the first free throw. Second shot is up, and that one rattles in. Full court pressure by Guymon again. Miller into the front court to Downer to Knox. Knox attacking, goes up, floater, rolls over the rim and in the basket.
Chloe Knox has matured more and more as the type of player who can create her own shot off the dribble. We saw that against Noble, and she makes a good move early on in this game here.
7-3, the early lead for Midwest City. Castillo with the ball, passes back off to Valdez, who has set up the offense for Guymon. Working inside, Jones goes up. Miller or Jones, one called for the foul. It's Jones as she comes over the back of Vasquez.
So even though they're smaller, Guymon will try to go inside.
Vasquez only 5'8", but she's posting up like a big man. And a travel called against Guymon.
Well, what you hope for Midwest City is the calling card for this team when they're succeeding is their defense.
Good
their
ball.
Offense, not so much. You see right there.
Good ball movement going down the court.
Yep.
And then a pass just led Chloe Knox too far and goes out of bounds.
Yeah, they had the right idea, but again, sometimes they're just off on their execution. And that leads to turnovers that are avoidable, and sometimes it's lack of confidence shooting the ball that can be a problem for them on offense. They're off to overall a good start. 7 points at this point is pretty good. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Valdez attacking off the glass, shot no good. Offensive board for Guymon. Jones tips one back in. Costilla pulls up for the mid-range jumper off the glass. That was a pretty shot.
I don't know if she banked it in on purpose, but I really like how she used the ball fake to get to her spot there. Oh, and the deflection that saved 2 points from Layla Jones.
Costilla trying to get around Downer, picks up their dribble, passes back off to Valdez. Aragones for three. Long. Offensive board for Tuttle. And Costilla drains the three, and Guymon's on top, 8-7.
Yeah, Midwest City did not have enough players in rebounding position on the previous shot, and another avoidable turnover on the Bombers.
8-7 the score, 3.5 minutes to play. Another three for Costilla. A Bobby Lewis Insurance three. Bobby Lewis has surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you. Choctaw at 405-281-6700 and Del City at 405-670-3665. A steal for Guymon. Valdez going the other way. She gets the bucket.
Wow, this is a blitz by Guymon. 11 straight points, and they've happened fast. And it's not just the 2 threes, but that's a big part of it.
Yeah, and it's defensive steals on one end, leading to buckets on the other end, and a couple of offensive boards in this run, and a couple of nice outside shots by Viviana Costilla.
Now you can just tell Guymon, they run good team stuff. They work the ball around. Their coach, Tyler Chapman's a really good coach. They got good guard play across the board. They know how to play their pressure defense. They know how to play passing lanes. You can see why, again, they went to Class and SAS, won their first round game, played Class and SAS tough in the regional championship game on Friday afternoon. And now they're giving the Bombers a lot to think about here. The Bombers have got to take care of the ball first and foremost.
Midwest City with the ball. Downer gets into a double team. Gives the ball to Johnson. Corner three, no good. Rebound by Janae Say. She puts it back in, and she's checked into the ball game.
I think that's why she's an early sub, so she will do exactly that. Get offensive rebounds, and she stands above anyone from Guymon as far as height goes. It's not even close.
Knox going for the steal. In position, now out of position on D. Valdez goes to the hole. Shot no good. And battling for the board, coming out of there is Guymon. That was Claire Furnish battling for the ball. She comes up with the ball again and puts it back in for 2.
It's got to be frustrating for Coach Knight. Guymon's, again, just out-scrapping Midwest City, and they got lucky Midwest City didn't turn the ball over there.
That is 4 offensive boards for Claire Furnish already in the ball game.
Well, I was expecting this many points early on, by the way.
Layla Jones checks back into the game. Seven Miller takes a seat. Under 2 minutes to play in the scrambled first period. Only one timeout's been called, that one by Midwest City. And forcing the turnover is Janae Say as she just bodies up on Aragones and causes her to step out of bounds. It's a 6-point lead for Guymon.
For a second there, I thought they may call a blocking foul on Say, but no, she cut off the sideline in time. Good job by her forcing a turnover. Downer
for 3. Boom! It's a Bobby Lewis Insurance 3 for Kennedy Downer. It's back to a 3-point game. Aragones gets into the double team in the corner, passes out to Furnish. Wonder if this Furnish is related to the Cal Furnish at Crossings Christian.
Well, they're probably not brother and sister since one lives in Guymon, one lives somewhere in Oklahoma City.
Just not a last name I've heard that often.
That's true. I was thinking of him as myself.
Janae Say with the board. Ball tipped out. The Knox comes up with it.
So Memphis City needs to, whatever they do, get a shot up, and then, like right there, maybe they can get an offensive rebound.
Knox three is long. It's going out of bounds, and Guymon basketball.
Bombers going to press here. Need to have a couple good traps here. Maybe they can force a bad pass.
In the ball game now is Reese Chapman. She pulls up and hits the Bobby Lewis Insurance three. Guymon is scoring the ball well here in this first period. Midwest City's got to step up their defense now. Jones in the corner, double teamed. Somebody's got to be open. They're on the other side of the court. Ball out to Downer. Knox is in the corner, wide open. Downer picks up her dribble. Say at the free throw line, inside to Jones. Jones triple teamed, comes out of it and shoots too hard. A rebound, Furnish.
Yeah, she stepped out. I think it's going to be Bomber basketball, so they're going to have a chance for 3 seconds. But Layla Jones, she's being triple teamed for one, but she evaded the triple team, but then she spent so much energy trying to get free that she just wasn't ready to shoot a good shot. And that's part of her problem finishing the ball, and it's real important for Mississippi that she starts making those.
Downer for three. Shot no good. That's the end of the scrambled first period. It's the Guymon Tigers leading the Midwest City Bombers 18-12 after one here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Bridge Creek High School, home of the Class 5A Area 1 tournament. This is the consolation bracket. The Midwest City Lady Bombers trailing the Guymon Lady Tigers 18-12 after one period of play. Second period now brought to you by the Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings located at 5500 Tinker Diagonal, Del City. Buffalo Wild Wings offers buy one, get one wing deals every Tuesday and Thursday. Midwest City with the ball to begin the second period of play. Tipped into the backcourt by Adelie Valdez. Downer chases it down. Knox pulls up. 15-foot jumper, no good. Jones with an offensive board. Battling inside. Kicks the ball back out. Johnson for three. Front of the rim, no good. Aragones with the rebound.
So Guymon's doing a good job of getting 2 or 3 players on Layla Jones, forcing a pass out, and now the shooting is a problem for Midwest City. And a lot of times basketball comes down to that. Right now, Guymon is just the better jump shooting team than Midwest City, and that's the difference in this game. They made more threes, more shots from the outside. And they're going to pack it in the paint until Midwest City shows they can hit the outside shot consistently.
There's another three by Guymon. That one off the glass, no good. Offensive board, no good. Battle for the rebound, foul called. And the foul going on Ali Vasquez of Guymon.
Guymon had a player on the backside of the offensive glass. Midwest City got fortunate she missed.
Full court pressure by Guymon. Downer gives it to Johnson, the front court. 18-12 the score. Midwest City taking their time here. Knox on the left wing. Couple of dangerous passes here. Downer having to chase them down. Downer for three, top of the key, back iron. Rebound Aragones. Guymon sets up their offense. our playoff tournament this year sponsored by Confident Chevrolet Buick GMC. Nice move inside for Guymon. Missed shot by Vasquez, and Jones gets the rebound. Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC is your hometown dealer for new and pre-owned vehicles. Chevrolet Buick GMC. Exit Hudeberg at 6100 Tinker Diagonal. Midwest City Confidence is Cavender.
We lost the camera shot. Just want everyone to know we're going to try to get that back.
Layla Jones with the Bobby Lewis Insurance 3 from the left wing. Draws the score to a 3-point game, 18-15. Bobby Lewis Insurance has surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you. Call them in Choctaw, 405-281-6700. Castilla inside. Shot blocked by Jones, and she gets the rebound. Tuttle put up the shot. Chloe Knox for 3. Back iron, no good. Rebound goes to Tuttle. Del City shooting from beyond the arc a little more frequently than I thought they would in this ball game.
You mean Midwest City?
I mean Midwest City, I apologize.
Common mistake.
And there's the 3 put up by Valdez, rebound by Knox. Ball tipped away by Valdez. She gets the steal, headed the other way. Downer on D. Knox strips the ball away. Johnson has it in the front court. It's a 3-on-2 fast break. Johnson pulls up off the glass, high, no good. Tuttle with the rebound. Aragones on the right wing. Skip pass to Vasquez. Still a 3-point game, 18-15. Guymon on top. Three from top of the key, wide right. Offensive board and a putback, no good. But then Vasquez gets her own rebound again, goes back up with it. She draws the foul and gets the bucket.
Sadie Johnson with a foul. Just surprised that Guymon has been as effective as they have on the offensive glass.
I agree.
And I think part of it is Midwest City just doesn't get enough players in position right now.
Vasquez shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Toonie Buys Houses in any condition. If you're someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, call today for a cash offer. 405-931-3046. Vasquez hits the bucket. It's a 6-point lead again for Guymon. Travel called on Kennedy Downer, turning the ball over.
You know, she had to get closer to feel comfortable passing the ball to Layla Jones in the middle. I think Layla Jones should have come closer to her. Oh,
and Guymon throws the ball away on the inbound play over the head of Valdez, out of bounds.
Very uncharacteristic mistake for Guymon. Lady Tigers, they're one of 3 high schools I could think of, Tracy, that wear orange and black and are go by the Tigers. I assume you can think of the other 2?
Well, let's see. We have Tahlequah for one.
That's not the one I was expecting you to say, but
Coweta
yes.
is another.
Oh, so there's 4.
Crescent is another.
So you know too many. Crescent's too small. I'm thinking of a big one. You're not saying the big one yet.
I'm not saying the big one. Norman North.
Not
Norman
Yeah,
North, but Norman, yes. Well, I think I came up with 5 more, right?
Yes. By Layla Jones with that offensive rebound putback. But she missed the shot. She needs to go very comfortably against Guymon. They don't have a shot blocker. Go up strong, but go up with focus because Midwest City cannot afford to miss shots like that.
Inbound play goes to Jones. She's got 2 defenders on her. Downer at the top of the key. Guymon in that zone. Miller attacking, loses the dribble. Vasquez comes up with it. Aragones in the front court, kicks the ball back out to Castilla. And Vasquez attacks the basket, misses the layup. Jones gets the rebound.
They dodged a bullet. Vasquez made a good curl to the basket, just couldn't finish. Guymon runs good stuff on offense.
Chloe Knox holding the ball, gives it back to Downer. We're at the 3-minute, 10-second mark of this Buffalo Wild Wings second period. Knox overloaded on the right side of the front court now. Pass inside to Jones. Jones can't get it as the ball's tipped by defender, and as Jones battles for it, she knocks it out of bounds. Turnover for Midwest City.
Yeah, just too much congestion there. Maybe Sadie Johnson checking back in can give the Bombers the offensive spark they really need.
Castilla takes the inbound play, and another turnover for Guymon, really just unforced. They got in too big of a hurry, threw the ball out of bounds.
By the way, also on the Oklahoma Sports Network, over at Piedmont High School, Duncan playing Altus. Duncan with a small lead in the second quarter, so interesting upset that would be if Altus can win that game.
Downer's shot blocked. Rebound, Miller, and now Johnson for three. Back iron. Chasing down the rebound is number 15, Deasia Douglas, who's now in the ball game. Douglas for three. It's short. Miller with the rebound. She goes back up. A lot of blocked shots on that offensive possession. Several offensive boards for Midwest City, just cannot turn them into points.
Yeah, even when Guymon gives up offensive rebounds, they got quick hands, their players do, and they will, you have the ball around them, they will try to make a play on the ball, and they've been successful at it.
Valdez driving on Downer. Officials not blowing the whistle much here right now. Douglas comes up with a loose ball, gives it to Sadie Johnson. Sidesteps. I don't know how she made that. She got off balance, but she put it in the hole for Midwest City, and they needed it bad.
Sorry, this time our replay is down. Well, I would love to have seen that again. We'll have it back up at the Super Subs replay. We'll have it back up in the third quarter.
The scoring had slowed way down for both teams here. It's now a 4-point game, 21-17, Guymon on top. Vasquez, that is not Vasquez. That is number 12, Chapman, in the ball game. Valdez driving, foul called on Douglas.
It's a good foul for Midwest City, only the third team foul. Looks like I got one more to give, and Douglas is just her first, and she's come to the game for the first time recently.
Checking into the ball game for Midwest City is Jada Jacobs. Douglas takes a seat. Costilla takes the inbound pass, drives and backs up. Back to Valdez. Over the top, Vasquez kicks it out. Chapman for three. Back iron, no good. And Jacobs comes out of there with the board for Midwest City. Gives it to Downer. Downer attacks, misses the layup, battling for the board. Furnish with the rebound.
And Midwest City just has a finishing problem. Downer made a good move, but you got to convert.
Loose ball and a foul on Downer.
She made a good play at it. I think Midwest City's defense has definitely picked up this quarter.
Without a doubt, that was a hustle foul right there. So you'll take that foul.
We'll take it because it's only the fourth team foul, but now you got to be careful to avoid a foul. You don't want to send Guymon to the free throw line on a hand check foul.
Takeaway for Midwest City. Jones going the other way with it.
Almost traveled.
Goes up, misses the layup. Seven Miller with the board. She gets the putback. Miller starting to assert herself on the offensive boards. And that time it turned into points for, and it's a 2-point ball game. 21-19 with 6 seconds left to play. Long three, back iron. Rebound by Jacobs, and that's halftime, folks, with the Guymon Tigers leading the Midwest City Lady Bombers 21-19 at halftime in this Class 5A area consolation game on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes, call Rob and Will.
The Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit at Whataburger, available from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Only it's not that time right now, so it's not available. Instead, we must sit here until 11 p.m. watching footage of the flaky, crispy, buttery goodness that is the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Once again, our desires are denied by, ooh, look, the Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich. That'll hold us over till 11 p.m. What a burger.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Whataburger, please Brent back the Monterey melt. Brent back. Okay, yeah, message received. We're Brentfing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Brent it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brunched it all right. What a burger!
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray, back at Bridge Creek High School, where the referee at halftime is on the floor showing off, spinning the ball on his finger. So I just happened to notice that. Not showing off, but having fun with the ball in his hands. It is halftime. It's the Guymon Tigers leading the Midwest City Lady Bombers by 2 at halftime, 21-19. Going over the stats in the first half, both teams hit 3 threes. Both teams hit 8 field goals during the game. Midwest City shot no free throws during the first half. Guymon went 2 of 3 from the line, and those 2 made free throws are the difference in the score. Both teams rebounding pretty well, fairly evenly. Guymon with the ball to begin this third period, brought to you by Patrick Newby, Farmers Insurance. And Brooklyn Tuttle is up, the first scorer of the second half of play. She had no points in the first half, has 2 to begin the second half. Patrick Newby, Farmers Insurance. The Newby Agency is your local Oklahoma Farmers Insurance Agency in Midwest City. Their agency is family-owned and operated and has been serving the public for over 40 years. Their office is located off of 29th and Air Depot near Tinker Air Force Base. Come by and see Patrick Newby, Farmers Insurance at 560 West Boeing Drive, Suite A, or give them a call at 405-733-7671. A 3 made by Del City, and then 2 more points on the other end by Guymon. 25-22 now the score. Miller puts up the floater, and it's a 1-point ball game.
Oh, we got an offense explosion right now.
I'm telling you.
And Guymon's just doing a good job getting in the paint. You know, you mentioned free throws. We're about to see Guymon shoot 2 more. That was that was frustration for Midwest City after the Carl Albert game, this free throw discrepancy. And they have no free throw attempts. And, you know, you saw at times Seven Miller or Layla Jones really be aggressive and attack the paint and not get calls. I'm not saying they should, but I know that has to just be more frustration for Midwest City. Kind of like what the Thunder are going through, not getting at the NBA level, not getting free throws, not getting the calls at the level you would like.
Brooklyn Tuttle at the line, shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, connects on the first. Extends the lead back to 2, misses the second. Ball tipped out of bounds, and it'll go to Midwest City.
Guymon pressing. They're hoping to force a mistake on Midwest City. They've forced some turnovers in the first half. Midwest City does a good job breaking the press there.
Got Jones in the middle. Jones' pass to Knox was a little behind her, but Knox caught it cleanly. And now Knox driving off the pass, and a foul called. It'll be a blocking foul called on Tuttle.
That should be free throws.
And that's not, they signal too. That's not the school Tuttle, to not confuse anyone. The player's last name is Tuttle.
Oh, yeah, no, you had in the game you called Saturday, you had a player named Shawnee.
Exactly. Knox hits the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, and she can tie it up. After trailing by a lot and struggling to score, it's Midwest City and Chloe Knox getting it done with their first free throws of the game for Midwest City. 26-26. That's our first tie of the ball game. Aragones passes off to Valdez. Valdez with Knox on D. Shoots the 3, back iron, long rebound. Aragones chases it down in the corner. Jones has her in a single-man trap. And a timeout called by Coach Tyler Chapman of the Guymon Tigers. A 30-second timeout.
Yeah, so, you know, you didn't call a timeout the entire first half of your Guymon, so you're like, may as well use one here when you got 5 timeouts at your disposal still, and it's still early in the third, but go ahead and save a possession here. Not uncommon at all to start using timeouts in the third quarter. So a lot of coaches will use timeouts in the first half to save possessions. I think that he's banking on Coach Chapman for Guymon not to have to use too many timeouts. But this is another second chance opportunity for the Tigers, and that's been a bit of a problem for Midwest City. Even though Guymon doesn't have a lot of size, they really crashed the boards real well.
So after a low-scoring second period, you mentioned a scoring explosion early in this one. We've already had 7 points scored by Midwest City and 5 by Guymon in less than 2 minutes of this third period, brought to you by Patrick Newby Farmers Insurance.
Midwest City going zone.
Valdez looking inside. 7 Miller on D. Vasquez just inside the paint, puts up the short jumper and scores the bucket.
Bombers overcommitted on the perimeter, I think, and left someone wide open in the high post. And that's, again, Guymon, they know what to do in a lot of situations in the half court. They make you work.
Guymon's dropping back into that zone defense. Knox at the top of the key, Downer at the top of the key. Just taking their time. Now the ball movement picks up a little bit. Knox shoots the three. Boom! It's the Bobby Lewis Insurance three for Chloe Knox. Knox has 5 points in the second half after having only 2 in the first half. Brooklyn Tuttle had no points in the first half. She has 5 now in the second half.
I was going to say, Midwest City finally had the lead, or has the lead, and then they don't have the lead. Guymon has been very effective running off of makes, getting into their offense quickly this quarter.
Midwest City has led twice in this ball game. They scored first, and then the bucket just a minute ago that put them on top. They've had the lead for a total of only a few seconds in the ball game, though. Takeaway by Guymon. Aragones, Downer on D. Aragones on the left wing. Tuttle cuts. Castillo, she's been pretty deadly early from three-point range. Hasn't shot much since then. Aragones misses the bucket. Jones on D. Shot no good. A rebound by Johnson. Johnson off the glass for 3. Shot no good. Long rebound goes to Downer.
Sadie Johnson had the 3 early in the first half, does so in the second half, but can she do it multiple times in one half? Against this zone, she might figure big for Midwest City. She has the ball right now. Well, there she is. But she traveled. She made the shot too.
Got that little extra hop before springboarding, if you will, is what I like to call it, before the deep shot.
You know, whether it's Aragones or someone from Guymon, they move really well without the ball. I continue to, and there's not just one player that stands out for me for Guymon. I would have no idea who to give player of the game to for them, but they just play good team basketball.
Fundamentally on offense, they play really, really well, and that's without a lot of height. Valdez out top. Aragones holds the ball a long time, and another timeout by Coach Tyler Chapman here in the third period. Leading by 1, 30-29 is the score. We have 3 minutes and 13 seconds left to play in the Patrick Newby Farmers Insurance third period.
So 2 timeouts this quarter. And now Midwest City has more timeouts with 4.
Each team with only 1 foul here in the third period. Whistle, there's been a lot of contact in the third period, even shooting contact that hasn't been called. And it's even fair both ways, so can't complain about it too much.
It is interesting Midwest City got to the free throw line for the first time this quarter. But the thing is, Guymon with their zone, it's a hard defense to really draw fouls on, so you can kind of understand why they haven't been called. I think when he steps for Midwest City, they just need to continue to try to be aggressive on the offensive glass. Maybe that will get you to the free throw line some as well.
Coming out of the timeout, Guymon has the ball. Vasquez rolls. Aragones hits her, and Vasquez scores the bucket. She has 7 points in the ball game now and a 3-point lead for Guymon again. Downer caught in the backcourt. Finds Janae Say, who's down the ball game. Sadie Johnson drives, throws up an underhanded shot off the contact. She's going to the line, shoot Toonie House's free throws.
Now that's something we haven't seen Sadie Johnson do a whole lot. But she did make, I believe it was her, made a kind of an off-balance shot in transition at the end of the first half.
Sadie Johnson connects on the Toonie House's free throws. Call Toonie House's today if you need to sell a home for any reason. 405-931-3046. And it's back to a 1-point ball game. Aragonas drives left side, 10-foot jumper, no good. Say with the rebound from Midwest City, falls to the floor with the ball, and the travel's called.
Yeah, she fell on the ground before she got rid of it. When that happens, if you're one of Janae Say's teammates, you got to make yourself available.
Inbound pass goes to Castillo. She steps out of bounds with the ball, turning it right back over. Midwest City gets the break and gets the ball back.
Well, technically she traveled, but she did have the ball and shuffle her feet. That's a good call, trying to avoid going out of bounds.
There you go.
So she traded one timeout or turnover for another.
Boy, Knox just dribbled right in between three defenders. I don't know why she went there. Then she kicked the ball out to Downer.
The Guymon's not an easy team to just dribble around or through. They're gonna play the dribble lane, the dribbles. They're gonna play the passing lanes. Did it right there.
Castillo comes out and gets called for the foul on the pass from Knox to Downer. It's a dangerous pass from Knox. Jada Jacobs checks back in. Knox is going to take a seat. Castillo is called for her first personal third team foul on Guymon now. With 2 minutes and 13 seconds left, Castillo gets into the passing lane, tips the ball up, but it's Seven Miller chasing down the loose ball. Midwest City with the chance to take the lead back here late in the third period. Say, Jacobs for three, shot no good. Rebound, Seven Miller. Jacobs for three, shot no good.
At the top of the
and it hit the support structure.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
I wasn't sure what to call it, but thankfully you're here to call it what it is, a support structure.
1 point lead for Guymon, 32-31's the score. A minute 45 to play in the third period. Aragona's out on the right wing, Seven Miller on D. Addison Stavig has checked into the game. Miller comes up with a loose ball, passes it out to Johnson. Johnson's got the numbers. It's a 3-on-2. She pulls up, throws the ball right in the hands of Ali Vasquez. Vasquez gives it to Valdez, who scores on the other end, her first points of the second half. The lead's back to three.
Well, you got to know if you're Midwest City, that's what Guymon wants. They want you to pass the ball at the top, or they're going to have, or near the top of the key. If it's close enough to the top of the key, they're going to have someone come over and cheat on that pass, and that's what happened. They got the steal and score, so they're keeping their distance is Guymon.
Douglas pass to Johnson. Bad pass. Johnson's out of position, can't handle it. Turnover, and it's Guymon ball again. We're down to the 55-second mark of this Patrick Newby Farmers Insurance third period. Guymon has the 3-point lead. This is an elimination game. The loser of this game season ends here in Bridge Creek today. The winner will play Del City on Friday afternoon at 3:30. Chapman passes out to Valdez once again. Say out on D. Valdez between her legs dribble. Guymon waiting for the final shot of the period. We're down to 15 seconds now. Valdez backs up. 8 seconds on the clock. Castillo passes out, running out of time. Valdez is going to have to throw up an ugly one, and it gets close. It's a 3-point lead for Guymon after 3 periods of play. 34-31 is the score. The Tigers over the Bombers here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Whataburger, please Brent back the Monterey melt. Brent back. Okay, yeah, message received. We're Brentfing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Brent it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brumped it all right. What a burger!
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Bussett, Jordan Ray, back at Bridge Creek High School, where the Midwest City Lady Bombers trail the Guymon Lady Tigers by 3, 34-31 as we begin the Louis fourth period. Louis located at 6007 Southeast 15th Street, Midwest City. Louis, we're in your neighborhood. And I'm glad Louis is in our neighborhood because I love the fish tacos at Louis, Jordan.
I don't, but I love many other things there. And my church group and I plan to eat there this Sunday afternoon.
Midwest City with the ball to begin the fourth period of play. Knocks inside to Jones. Jones backs down defender. Goes a little hard off the glass. Seven Miller cleans it up. And it's a 1-point ball game.
You know, the beauty of Seven Miller's game is how she can attack the offensive glass and score without the ball in her hands initially. She's still working on her shot creation with the ball, but without the ball, she can be a very dangerous player.
Well, let me share one stat line with you here I find interesting. During the first half, Layla Jones had 5 points, 7 boards, and a blocked shot. That missed shot I just wrote down was her first stat of the second half. And she just got a blocked shot there.
You know, Bombers defense needs to do better. They right there. See, that's part of the problem. They're not handling screens as well as they can. And giving up 10 points in a game like this to Guymon, that's how many points Guymon scored in the third quarter. Bombers have to do better than that. They need to hold Guymon below 10. They need to go a long stretch without scoring.
Chloe Knox called for her second personal foul, first team foul on Midwest City. Ali Vasquez at the free throw line, shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, connects on the first. And the second, and it's back to a 3-point ball game. Sadie Johnson takes the inbound pass. Johnson and Downer playing catch. Miller gives it to Knox in the front court now. Jones will kick it back out. Johnson for 3. Off the side of the rim and out of bounds.
Probably a bit forced there. Bombers still playing full court defense here. Need to find a way to see if they can turn a turnover of Guymon into an easy basket. That has not been happening this game. How many transition points for Midwest City?
Vasquez gets down the court with the ball. Miller's on her. Miller's urging the ref to call a travel.
Well, she should have been trying to force a jump ball there.
Jones all over Tuttle, who passes the ball back out to Vasquez. Knox swatting at it, causes a turnover, loose ball. Miller comes up with it and gives it back to Knox. Knox steps on the sideline with the ball. Knox just was not paying attention to the pass there. It was a good pass by Miller.
I think that play, and just encapsulate, if I can say the word right, it shows right there Midwest City's offensive struggles this season. As I'm struggling to say the right word. Encapsulates.
There you go.
There you go.
3-point lead for Guymon, 36-33, 6.5 minutes left to play. Jordan and I have struggled to see the clock this entire game, looking at the big clock in the middle of the gymnasium roof, and just now realized there's one right down here on the wall I could have been looking at the whole time.
Really? You didn't think to look for it? I, of course, have the advantage of looking at our screen where we have a clock. But, yeah, that's what teams usually have. They've got multiple scoreboards.
A turnover by Midwest City. Vasquez going up off the glass for 2. It's a 5-point lead for Guymon.
Layla Jones just telegraphed the pass too much. And again, Bombers getting out scrapped.
Miller with the ball. Gets into the defense. Gives out to Downer for 3. Back iron, no good. Miller with another offensive board. Downer, another 3 attempt. Back iron once again. Vasquez with the rebound.
Good looks. I think Seven Miller did a good job getting to the basket, trying to draw the defense. And again, Midwest City's going to have to go back to hit some threes, which they did in the third quarter, did some in the first quarter, but can they do so this quarter?
5:40 left to play in the ball game. It's the Louis fourth period. It's a 5-point lead for Guymon. Missed shot. Offensive board. Another offensive board, and Jones gets the rebound for Midwest City. And offensive foul called on Layla Jones.
They just can't get out of their own way. I mean, that's 2 or 3 times they've had the ball and couldn't advance across the timeline for different reasons. and it's just something you expect them to be able to do fundamentally in their sleep. But that's been the struggle of this year's Midwest City team, and the clock is running down on them right now if they don't start to change some things.
The clock is actually running down on the season.
Right.
5-point lead for Guymon. Pass over the top to Castillo, right back to Valdez. Valdez drives, puts up a hook shot in the paint, and Janae Say with the board. She gives it to Miller. Miller pushes the ball down the court. Knox throws it right into the hands of Tuttle, and then Tuttle gets into the back of Seven Miller. Miller goes to the court. Tuttle's called for the foul.
That's a break. Bombers have 4 timeouts. We'll wonder at some point if Coach Knight starts to use them to diagram plays. The Guymon, no need to change their defense right now until Midwest City starts to execute better and shoot better.
Miller at the free throw line, takes the pass, kicks it out. Johnson moving the ball around the perimeter. Knox loses a handle on the dribble, comes up with it again, dribbles into a double team, and throws the ball out that Miller has to chase down. Downer, 3, top of the key. Boom! It's a Bobby Lewis Insurance 3. Coach Megan Malloy Knight says timeout, and it's a full timeout. 2-point ball game. We'll take a timeout here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray, Bridge Creek High School Class 5A Area 1 consolation game between the Guymon Lady Tigers and the Midwest City Lady Bombers. It's a 2-point game with 4:38 left to play in the Louis fourth period. Guymon leads 38-36. Guymon has the ball coming out of the timeout. Adelie Valdez with the ball. Chapman now on the right wing. Castillo defended by Say. And now Tuttle attacking. Shot blocked by Say. Say gets the rebound. Now in the hands of Johnson. Johnson going the other way.
Miller almost traveled but stayed with it. And I think this is one of the first transition baskets for Midwest City. We'll have this on our Super Subs instant replay.
Super Subs has chicken Phillies. Try the deluxe buffalo or barbecue chicken. Seven Miller has 6 points in the second half to go with the 2 she had in the first half. And she's been showing a lot of energy here in the second half on the board. Just tied up 38-38 now.
Yeah, she didn't finish the Carl Albert game. She just wasn't very into it on offense. Very different story in this game. And, yeah, even when she's not scoring, she's trying to get her teammates involved by attacking the basket.
Chloe Knox with the takeaway from Castillo. Castillo will be called for the foul.
The best attribute Midwest City has is their team speed. They have to use that on defense. They've done that the last 2 or 3 possessions, and now they have a chance to take this lead. And even though it was only a 5-point lead a moment ago, that's not that much, they seem so out of it. And then the guy was starting to rack up the fouls.
Johnson takes the inbound pass. Castillo again gets called for the foul. That's her 3rd personal foul. And Aragones will check back into the ball game as Castillo takes a seat. Knox inbounds the ball to Johnson again. Playing catch in the backcourt. Need to start moving toward midcourt. And Johnson throws it away. And shouldn't that have been a backcourt? Aragona's come up with the ball, was dribbling it, and dribbled back across the timeline.
My guess is the refs would say Aragonas did not have control of the ball.
Looked like she made 2 dribbles before she got to half court, but 38-38 is the score. 3.5 minutes to play. Chapman dribbling, pulls up at the right elbow, shot's no good, long rebound going out of bounds. It'll stay with Guymon. Ball tipped by a Midwest City player on the rebound.
That's a tough one to rebound, but it's just a bad luck for Midwest City that they got a hand on that ball. That ball was shot off the rim. Those are some of the hardest shots to rebound.
Valdez attacking, gives the ball underneath the basket to Vasquez as she scores. Vasquez has 10 points in the second half. Turnover for Midwest City, and Guymon gets the ball back with under 3 minutes to play and a 2-point lead.
Those turnovers, I did not expect Guymon to force those type of turnovers, but Midwest City just doesn't take care of the ball very well. They're just too reckless with it. They get too out of phase or something when they're pressured.
Layla Jones checks back in. Chloe Knox takes a seat. Knox, one of the seniors on the starting lineup for Midwest City. Vasquez in the paint. Say with the block. Battle for the board. Aragonas comes up with it. And now Miller with the rebound off a missed 3 by Chapman.
Surprised at those shots.
Offensive foul called on Janae Say.
Let's see that again here.
Here's the for subs instant replay. It looked like she was trying to get around the defender to the side. The defender just took a flop to me.
It's not so much the defender flopped. It's just that the defender wasn't fully set. I don't want to go along with the idea that Midwest City's getting, gypped by not getting more free throws and stuff like that. But on that call, I don't like it at all. There's a good effort from Guymon's standpoint to try to draw that. They called the foul on Layla Jones. So That's
maybe
definitely wrong.
Definitely an offensive foul on. Maybe she was pushing the defender backwards out of the way. Still a 2-point lead for Guymon here. Valdez gives the ball inside to Tuttle, and a timeout called by Coach Tyler Chapman. It's a full timeout with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to play. A 2-point lead for Guymon. Guymon has the timeout. We'll take a timeout as well on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
call Rob and Will.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Bussett, Jordan Ray back at Bridge Creek High School of Class 5A Area 1 consolation game between the Midwest City Lady Bombers, the Guymon Lady Tigers. This has been a back-and-forth game. It's been close most of the game. It's a 2-point game with 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the Louis fourth period. Guymon on top, 40-38. Guymon basketball, baseline inbound play coming. Vasquez to inbound. She finds Chapman. Chapman defended by Seven Miller. Chapman's not afraid to shoot. Goes up for the shot, and Miller gets called for the foul.
Miller thinks she was vertical and no foul should have been called. There's definitely contact. Interesting. Miller's played so hard this game, but that's only her first foul.
Maybe. I thought she had a foul earlier, but Chapman hits the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. A 3-point lead and now a 4-point lead, 2-possession game as Guymon's on top 42-38 after Chapman hits both of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Long pass in the front court to Say. Say holds the ball, gives it back to Johnson. Downer will set up the offense. Say at the high post, drops back down low. Miller cuts across the paint. Johnson, open three, front of the rim, long rebounds, going out of bounds. It's Guymon basketball.
Well, now this is really high pressure time for Midwest City. And again, they have their timeouts. They need to really be aggressive here, but try to do so without fouling. See Downers really tripped the ball there.
Sadie Johnson's 1 for 6 from beyond the arc in the ball game. Downers.
I thought she had a 3 at the beginning of the game. That
yeah, one for 6.
And then, but then one in the third quarter. But that may have been a different player.
That may have been her. I had one and I didn't know who made it, so that may have been her. Absolutely. Timeout called on the court. Jordan, it's a full timeout. I'm going to go ahead and we'll take a timeout as well here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese, it's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray, Bridge Creek High School, home of the Class 5A Area 1 consolation game between the Guymon Tigers and the Midwest City Bombers. It's the Guymon Tigers on top by 4 now with 1:25 left to play. Guymon has the ball. Aragonas passes out to Chapman. Midwest City trailing by 4 points, a 2-possession ball game. You know, and we've seen 4-point play. We've seen 4-point play so many times this year that it's hard to say 4 points is a 2-possession game now. Foul called on Layla Jones. Now I believe that will be her 4th personal. 5th team foul on Midwest City, and that puts Ali Vasquez in the line shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Vasquez with 10 in the second half. Rattles that one in. 5-point lead. Douglas checks back in for Midwest City. Janae Say takes a seat.
Bombers just need a quick basket. They do not need to shoot a 3 in this possession, even down 6. But they got to go quickly here.
And Guymon has shot from the free throw line so well, and they now have the 6-point lead. Douglas takes the ball in the front court, looking to attack, and getting her back turned to her was Ali Vasquez. I assume she will be called for the foul. Good job by Douglas just attacking and seeing that Vasquez was turned around backwards and taking the ball to her. Douglas has the Toonie Buys Houses free throws coming. Connects on the first.
It's important for Midwest City, make or miss. They have a defense ready to go, and they need to get, they want to try to force turnovers, not foul.
Douglas, both free throws.
They didn't have it ready. That was too easy for Guymon, but now at least Midwest City can have a trap going.
Midwest City is 6 for 6 from the free throw line. It's a 2-on-1 for Guymon, and Aragonas is going to pull up. 45 seconds to play. Miller reaching in on Vasquez. And now Johnson looking for Valdez. Valdez running a lot of clock off. Looked like she stepped out of bounds. No call there. Vasquez draws the foul.
That may be it for Layla Jones.
And if that was Layla Jones, that's 5 on her. Miller gets called for the foul. It took Midwest City way too long to foul, as about 16 seconds ran off the clock. Vasquez shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, and she connects. You can't trade 2 free throws for 2 free throws and catch up. Vasquez connects on one, misses the second. Miller with the rebound. Jones going to the hole, runs over the defender. A blocking foul's called, and I think she may have gotten bailed out on that one.
It's what I think the legendary Schick Kern would say, a cosmic or makeup call, cosmetic call.
Layla Jones going to the line to shoot the Toonie Buys Houses free throws.
They didn't like, it was a controversial call a moment ago, similar situation. Janae Say got called for a charge. So now they're kind of evening things out here. That's kind of how it feels, anyway.
Exactly.
Because that was more of a charge than the charge that they called.
Absolutely.
But big missed free throw. And this is going to, this is the season, the career for Layla Jones. She's a senior here.
Midwest City needs to take advantage of the stop clock at the line to put points on the board. Jones misses the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, connects on the second. Makes it a 4-point game. 45-41 is the score. And a timeout is called.
Well, keep it here. There's a good game going on, I think, between Altus and Duncan. Whoever wins that game will be taking on Class SAS over at Piedmont on Friday. Got too many things going on in my mind here. For Midwest City, they got some good seniors that they'll be missing if this is their last game. Layla Jones, Chloe Knox. Kaya Jackson hasn't been playing as much lately, but she's a senior. And Janae Say, also Jordan Hanna. So all their tall players are seniors. So they got to figure out how can we extend the season. It's not looking good at the moment, but by calling that timeout, they still have 2, by the way. So Coach Knight's done a good job preserving the timeouts. You can set up, you can have the players you want in and have make sure your defense is ready to go. Normally you can do that off a made free throw, but I think Midwest City wasn't really ready to defend like they needed to. Now you can see they're going to have 4 players denying the ball. They'll have 7 Miller back as like a free safety. For Guymon, if they inbound it, they can throw it right back at the inbounder. So for Midwest City, you really need to try to steal this pass or make a quick foul.
Inbound pass goes to Valdez. She gets around the defenders, headed down the court. Johnson gets called for the foul. Only a few seconds run off the clock.
It's a good play with Guymon having a player curl, and she got the driving lane she needed.
If she'd been just a step faster, she could have ate up a lot more clock, too. Adelie Valdez shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Connects on the first.
Been seeing this from Valdez and other Guymon players. Just have a soft touch shooting free throws. They haven't shot too many clean swishes, but they get the touch off the rim.
Rebound 7 Miller. She's trapped. And timeout call. Coach Megan Malloy now with 18 seconds left. 7 Miller with 5 rebounds in the second half of play. She had 3 in the first. She's just 2 rebounds away from those 10. Has 8 points as well. 46-41 the score. Guymon leading Midwest City. 18 seconds left to play in the ball game. This is not an impossible task, but Midwest City struggles scoring the ball enough, Jordan. This will be very difficult for them to make up a 5-point deficit with 18 seconds left.
Yeah, when they score, if they score, they have only 1 timeout left. They have to call that timeout because what Guymon will probably do is let time run on before they throw that ball in. And now Guymon also has a timeout as well, so they could just run the clock down if they wanted to and then call a timeout. So it's good Midwest City has a timeout in their back pocket, but that's what has to happen is they got to score quickly, call a timeout, and see if you can force a turnover, and maybe you'll have one last shot at this.
18 seconds left to play in the Louis fourth period. Midwest City with the ball. Douglas takes the inbound pass. Johnson, Downer, thinks about the three. Clock's running. You get a shot off. Douglas for three. Back iron, no good. Rebound by Aragonez, and Downer gets called for the foul with 4.8 seconds left on the clock.
Tough end here for Midwest City. Frustrating season. You know, they've won the regional championship all 4 years. Coach Knight's been there. Made the state tournament 3 out of those 4 years, including once in 6A. This season, just not enough skill shown on the offensive end, not enough poise. Players play hard, but again, the offensive skill has just not been there.
Aragonez connects on both free throws, makes it a 7-point game. Johnson throws one up that's no good, and the final score is the Guymon Tigers 48, the Midwest City Lady Bombers 41. The Lady Bombers season ends here at Bridge Creek High School. And again, you were making mention of those seniors in the starting lineup. You had Layla Jones and Chloe Knox. Also on the roster, you have Jordan Hanna and Janae Say, Kaya Jackson as well. A lot of height leaving that roster for the Midwest City Lady Bombers. And been fun to watch them play this year, fun to call their games here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. But a sad ending today here in Bridge Creek. Congratulations to the Guymon Lady Tigers. They will play at 3:30 on Friday against the Del City Lady Eagles, and that game will be brought to you on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
And we'll come for that game, Tracy, and then we'll stick around on Friday because what we have coming up on Thursday here at Bridge Creek, 4 Oklahoma Sports Network teams, 2 from Lawton, 2 from Midwest City, one of them, of course, being Carl Albert. People might forget Carl Albert is in Midwest City. And so Lawton against Carl Albert will be the first game of the area championship. And then Midwest City Lawton MacArthur will be the consolation game. And 2 interesting matchups. And one way or another, we'll have 2 Oklahoma Sports Network teams playing for an elimination game for a chance to go to state on Friday evening here. We'll just see which two teams it is. But Eric Sherman and I will have that call. And the Del City boys will be playing for a state championship against El Reno. Hopefully they can get some revenge for the girls losing.
Well, let's say area championship instead of state championship.
Area champ, you're right. Area championship. Maybe a state championship will come.
It might come.
That might be the matchup later on. Area championship for Del City, which they did win last year because they had to go through the elimination round, so they're going to be eager to do it this year. Last time they won the area championship was against El Reno. It was at Mustang High School, and Del City came back from a 17-point deficit and ended up using that to propel them to state, where they won state. So those will be the interesting games we have on this coming Thursday. But for the girls, Del City with a tough loss. You know, they're the ones with the state championship hopes. And, again, they can still come back and do that, but they'll have a very tough – I mean, Guymon's tough, too. You don't want to look past them. But even if they win, a very tough Booker T team would wait for them. And so they're going to have their work cut out for them. Carl Albert, they'll have a bit of an easier road to get to the championship game, but congratulations to them. The girls' team, they won convincingly against Class and SAS. And so we'll know their matchup after Friday afternoon's games. But so still some good things to look forward to. Tough night, though, for the Mid-Del teams. Midwest City, again, they're the first Mid-Del team to bow out. And, they finished 4th in district. They had a key injury to a freshman guard they really liked. And then just, couldn't get, like I said, the offensive rhythm they need. But, this could just be a blip on the screen because they've been consistently good the last few years, and so hopefully they'll come back stronger. They need to – I know they'll get some good freshmen coming in, but hopefully they'll find some way to get some size. They will not have much size coming back. So you never know with transfers. So maybe they'll get that player they need somehow. They'll convince someone to rejoin the team or something like that. That would help them out. But they still have some really good pieces coming back, including Seven Miller. Speaking of which, Tracy, I feel like Seven Miller should be the Triple Elite Screen Printing Player of the game.
I was just about to say the same thing. She had a phenomenal second half. She was consistent in the first half, and she had a really, really good second half. And just the energy she brought in the second half and the leadership that she showed on the court in the second half was key to keeping Midwest City in this game.
No doubt.
Triple Elite Screen Printing. Find world-class designs and hot new styles. I want to thank Triple Elite Screen Printing for being our player of the game sponsor. And congratulations to Seven Miller, the 5'7" junior, on the energy she brings and the hustle that she added out on the court today, our Triple Elite Screen Printing player of the game. 48-41 the final score. The Guymon Lady Tigers get the win over the Midwest City Lady Bombers today. And again, we will see them again on Friday afternoon versus the Del City Lady Eagles. Del City Lady Eagles took the loss to El Reno earlier today in the area championship game. And El Reno advanced to the state tournament. Del City or Guymon on Friday, one will advance to the state tournament. It's season is not over by any means. As a matter of fact, the most important part of the season is right ahead of us with the final games to get into the state tournament coming up on Friday, and then the state tournament next week will be an exciting time in the big house for the last time ever. And I don't know what we'll call the new arena at State Fairgrounds, but the Jim Norick Arena, this will be the last year that teams will be playing in it, and these 5A, 6A schools will be the last ones to play their state championship games at Jim Norick Arena before it gets torn down in a few months. So thank you for being in our audience today here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.